The Wall of All-Americans, reserved for cardinal greatness, a spot not given for possibility or potential. This wall is for sustained excellence for all Americans.
She's just a phenomenal, phenomenal gymnast, and was sort of just coming up in the ranks as a youngster and just exploding on the gymnastics scene. She's a gorgeous athlete, beautiful performer, beautiful dancer.
Allyse Ishino did not meet the requirements, but her brilliance fitted to the wall was a formality. When she reached Stanford this past fall, Ishino had already been an Olympian in 2004 and became the Junior Olympic National All-Around Champion in 2006. Stanford eventually found itself in an awkward situation, not needing to recruit one of the top-rated juniors in the country.
She's been wanting to go to Stanford from the beginning of time, actually ever since she was a little girl, particularly from about junior high school on.
I got an email from her in her sophomore year in high school saying that she wanted to come to Stanford. And the letter was just so Allyse Ishino, so under the radar, so humble, really trying to sell herself.
Once on campus, Ishino was reunited with longtime friend Tabitha Yim. They met while training when Ishino was 14 years old. Practically a second sister, Yim helped ease Ishino's transition to Stanford.
She was having so much fun, we just figured that she must be having a great time because she never calls, so she had a ton of things to do. So we really didn't get this is the greatest place in the world until we probably came up for our first visit.
Then what did she say?
This is the greatest place in the whole world.
After a promising fall season, the hope of winning a national championship seemed to be a reality. It wasn't until days after Thanksgiving that dream turned to a nightmare.
She was saying that she was like having some pain in her chest and that it was like hurting her when she breathed in and when she laughed, and we're like, oh, that's kind of weird, I don't know what that is.
I said, are you okay, Allyse? And she's like, well, I'm really having a hard time breathing and it really hurts. And I said, well, we need to get you to the doctor. And she said, well, I want to do the peanut butter squat. And I said, I understand that, but we need to get you to the doctor immediately.
I was just expecting to go in, get checked, nothing would be wrong, and then I'd go home and be ready to compete on Sunday, but that didn't happen, so.
Hours of testing showed Ishino had pulmonary emboli, blockages in a lung artery, usually caused by blood clots.
So I go on the internet, look at it, I see that pulmonary embolism, it's 3 in 10 chance that it can be fatal. And I'm calling, trying to stay calm, trying to say, well, what's going on?
The illness, which was determined not to be life-threatening, forced Ishino to go on blood thinners. As a precautionary measure, she was not allowed to compete for at least 6 months.
I wasn't really expecting that at all. So when he told me, I just kind of burst into tears. But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
When that blow came and the team was there and I had to tell her that, she was absolutely devastated. But from that moment on, she never hung her head. She never was down about it. Just that moment was difficult.
It was hard because you want like your friends or like your little sister to have the best experience. And so when something like that happens, you just feel helpless.
Over the next 6 months, Ishino's friendship with Yim would prove to be more important than ever.
Whenever I needed to talk, she was always the one I went to. And if I had problems, I talked to her. Even if I just wanted to like get my mind off of it, we talked about other stuff, and she just made it really lighthearted, and I just felt comfortable informing her about anything.
In the foothills of Palo Alto, Ishino tried to forget about her situation, but with no cast, no crutches, nor even a battle scar as a reminder of the illness, it took work to stay positive.
She was in a day and a half later on the bike, and I'm thinking, is she okay to do that? She was, conditioning. She was doing, again, whatever she could to be a part of this team.
How difficult was it not to be able to compete?
It was frustrating because I felt great. Like, I knew I could do stuff, but you don't want to get upset about little things that you have no control over. being with the team and being able to be with them the entire season was took my mind off of it all.
8 months removed from the diagnosis, Ishino is ready to compete next season. The expectations still stand, but now with perspective.
Even though I wasn't out there, I could see everyone else's expressions and how they acted and how much fun they had. So, I mean, you only have 4 years. Take advantage of that and have fun. So, I mean, it's going to be great.